Well, in our legal segment today, we're talking about when a beneficiary needs a lawyer and when they don't. The folks at the Higgins Firm are often asked to become involved in Tennessee probate estates as the attorney for beneficiaries. Basically, this is when someone else had been appointed the administrator of the estate, but things are not going as they should. Attorney Jim Higgins recently stopped by to tell us what we need to know. We've got Jim back on the show today. Great to see you again.
Thank you.
All right, we've got an interesting topic today, and I know this is something that you guys see a lot of. So kind of talk us through this. When someone who is inheriting something in a will, when do they need a lawyer, and do they always need one?
Yeah, no, they don't. And most times they don't. A lot of times somebody that's just inheriting something, really everything's going to go pretty smooth, and if everything's on the up and up, they're fine. They shouldn't waste their money on a lawyer. When we get brought into a case, usually, is when a person's inheriting something and there's been an administrator appointed to probate the estate, make sure all the bills are paid, get all the assets together, make sure everybody get what they're supposed to get, and for some reason the beneficiaries think that person is either taking something or they're just not doing their job. And that's usually when they call.
Get sticky a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and we all hear about it. You see these stories on the news, and you know, there are fights, unfortunately, in estates and inheritance sometimes, and that's usually when somebody needs someone. But you know, what we do is when they call us, I mean, we can talk to them about that and find out why they think they need someone, right? Do they think something's missing, or has it been open for too long? Like, there's certain time limits that should happen in any estate, and we can tell people about those. For instance, within X amount of months, the money should all be distributed unless something unusual has happened. So everyone, unless it was waived, should get an accounting to see what property's there. And if those things aren't happening and you're suspicious it's because somebody's hiding something, that's when we try to come in and iron those things out.
Gotcha. Okay, so when folks give you a call, you can find out their situation, and then there's got to be those key, kind of what you mentioned, those red flags, things to look out for. Talk us through those again, and if there are any more, let us know.
Sure. So typically what's going to happen is somebody's going to call and they're just wanting answers, right? And a lot of times it arises just from poor communication. The sisters don't talk anymore, or brothers don't talk, or whatever it is. And so not knowing makes people nervous. So what we can usually tell people is, hey, here's what should be happening. If that's happening, don't worry about it. If you haven't gotten your inheritance in X amount of time, then you can call us. If we talk to those same people and say, hey, have you got notice? Do you know what's in the assets? Have you talked to the lawyer? Have you talked to the executor? And if all our questions are no's, and they're worried that something's being done without them, then it's worth having someone like us come in, because a lot of times all we're really doing is smoothing out the communication process and getting that person answers, and there's some comfort in knowing what's going on.
Absolutely. So they need to give your office a call as soon as they can to explain their situation, but is there anything that they need when they call you?
When they call us, they should have, you know, the will, where it's been probated, who's the executor. The more information they have, the better for us, what type of assets, debts they are, things like that. And it just makes us be able to respond to their questions much quicker.
That's great. I know you're helping out a lot of people through these tough situations, making it a lot easier for them. Jim, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee. Give them a call at 1-800-705-2121 or go to thehigginsfirm.com.